everyone, and welcome to Teach About Speech. My name is Mia Terry, and today I am joined with Paula Acuña. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Mia. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. So, Paula, do you want to start with introducing yourself and telling us a little bit more about you?
Sure. So I'm Paula. I live in Wilmette, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. Um, I have been practicing for about 10 years, and I'm bilingual in Spanish and English. I live with my husband and my dog, and we enjoy sailing together. It's one of the activities we most enjoy outdoors. And I really love what I do. And so I'm just happy to be here to talk about what it's like to be a bilingual SLP and my journey to get here and why I chose the community that I do work with.
Great. And let's talk a bit more about that. So, there's a big need in the field of speech language pathology for bilingual practitioners. So, do you mind speaking a bit more about why you wanted to become a bilingual SLP?
Yeah, of course. So I was raised by two Chilean immigrants. So their native language was Spanish, but in fact, we only spoke English in the home. So my dad really didn't want us speaking Spanish because he wanted me to be a really fluent English speaker. And so, of course, that had its perks, but I had to learn Spanish in school. And so I formally started learning Spanish in middle school, continued through high school, took AP Spanish, and as an undergrad, I had a minor in Spanish. So I really just took it upon myself to focus on that journey and make sure my Spanish was at a high level, that I could read, write, speak very well. And that helped me figure out that I wanted to use it in my career. And as I was figuring out what I wanted to do, I came upon speech language pathology. And after having the opportunity to shadow someone in my family who was working in special education, and also hearing from a provider in Chile who happens to be my mom's cousin about what it was like, I was really interested, and I declared my major, right when I was a freshman, and decided to stick with it. So I also attended graduate school immediately after my undergrad. And even though I didn't go to a school that had a bilingual program, I still was able to make it my own. So I graduated from the University of Illinois with my master's, and I just found clinical instructors there and supervisors who were bilingual. They found opportunities for me to work with bilingual students and families. And I was just so fortunate for that. I also took additional coursework as a graduate student. So second language acquisition was one, some more just cultural classes, and I bought some books, that weren't required for my courses. So I just did a deep dive and learned all that I could about this area. And my first job coming out of graduate school was at a school where there was a big bilingual community and they had a dual language program there. So once again, I was able to practice right out of the gate.
Wow, and it's so inspiring to see your dedication and passion for this field really grow to learn a language and be devoted to it and practice. And then, you said you declared your major right away. So it's obvious that you're very passionate and skillful and dedicated to the field, which is very inspirational to say the least. Um,
Mm,
do you mind talking about the need for bilingual SLPs in the field and what impact it has?
sure. There's a huge shortage of bilingual providers. And as you all know, with the growing population that is so diverse, but also has a lot of Spanish speakers in it, including new arrivals or a combination of first and second generation Spanish English learners, there's just going to be a need for a long time. And I think there are not enough programs out there, graduate programs that is, to really train future SLPs to be bilingual. So I think it will take more people like me who just do it of their own volition and are dedicated to being the best bilingual SLP they can be, whether or not that's through a program. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I get calls from all across the country about parents who need help. They're confused. They don't know what to do. or from educators, across Illinois. They reach out to me and they're like, we don't have a bilingual SLP on our staff. Do you think you could do an evaluation? Because oftentimes the evaluation is most critical, right? Like you need a valid assessment and you need to make sure it is a true language disorder and not just a language difference. So I find myself driving pretty long distances to be able to provide those services in person. But with the gift of Zoom, we've also been able to administer assessments remotely. So during the pandemic, in fact, I was a bilingual SLP for a school district in California. And so I was able to help with a lot of evals that way.
Oh, wonderful. And like you said, without bilingual SLPs, there would be a lot of misdiagnosis and misunderstanding. So the importance for it and the demand for it is definitely growing and is a very important field to get into. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for traveling too. That's wonderful to give people more access. And if you were to tell aspiring SLPs or people interested in bilingual SLP specifically for advice, what would you say?
So I would say that it can be challenging. So just get ready. It does take a lot of devotion and dedication. But in general, what I often explain to people who are just interested in maybe pursuing private practice or a certain specialty area, I like to say that you learn best by doing. So if you can find a gig or shadow somebody even who's in that area or living that life out, you can learn a lot from seeing what it is they do day to day. So finding someone in your area, maybe conducting an interview like this with them first and seeing if they're going to welcome you into a day in their life, and see what it's like. Or once you are ready to enter the workforce, try to find either a job, a full-time job, or a gig as a contractor to see what it's like. So that's what I did. I was an independent contractor while working a full-time job. And I got experience in an equine assisted therapy program. And I also provided in-home therapy. And that's really what led me to do what I do today. And as the owner of a private practice now, I get graduate students that come and do their rotations with me. I get clinical fellows for whom this is their first job. And so it's just been really nice to pay it forward and to be a mentor to them, show them what it takes to get credentialed with insurance, for example, or do evaluations, write up a treatment plan, and then implement therapy. So there's just a lot to learn, and I think it's best to learn by doing.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And thank you for being a mentor. That's so helpful. It's so wonderful to be in contact with an SLP and have that opportunity to shadow and intern and grow and learn about the ins and outs of private practice alongside bilingual SLP. So that's lovely. Also, I'm a huge fan of equine assisted therapy. I'm a total horse girl at heart. So I've had experience with that too. And the impacts of that have been really, really wonderful. So that's a
Yeah,
good recommendation for people to get
totally.
interested and
Yep, it's really amazing, I think, what you can accomplish because it might not seem possible, but it's amazing to see how, I'll just say, kids really light up at that experience. And even if they're pre-verbal or using a device or alternative communication to communicate, just to see that motivation be awakened and see how they react to the movement of the horse is amazing.
I feel that it drives my passion for speech language pathology too, because it's a beautiful blend of fields that I'm passionate about, and seeing children get excited and engaged in learning is also really exciting. So it was a
Yeah.
great stepping stone for me too. And then do you want to shout out your business, your practice, or anything that where people can find you and learn more about what you do?
Yeah, of course. So my company is Miss Paula SLP, Bilingual Speech and Language Services. And so you can follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Miss Paula SLP. And recently I developed a new branch of the company called Bilingual Speech Online. And what that is a 12-week program intended for parents of children ages 1 to 3. And the program's intended to teach specific techniques that will help them facilitate language in their child. So a lot of times, parents of bilingual children are worried or confused and not sure about whether or not their child is meeting developmental expectations. And the purpose of the course is to empower them, and teach them those strategies that they can implement in their daily life at home. And I also provide check-ins with them that are conducted remotely. So the goal there is to reach an even wider audience. And I'm really excited to share that. So you can find information about bilingual speech online as well.
Congratulations. What a wonderful way to step up and reach a further audience. So that's very exciting. And I'll be sure to link that down below. But Paula, thank you so much and have a great day.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mia.